KSCO.com/advantage.
It must be, it has to be, with that big sound it's gotta be KSCO.
Good evening. You're listening to KSCO AM 1080 FM 1041 1079 in San Jose, 95.7 in Salinas, Watsonville, KSCO.com, and also on YouTube at KSCO Global. Check out the live stream and subscribe. 6:07 on a beautiful Sunday evening, June 4th, 2017. I'm Jason Struby. It's time for your weather and traffic report. Collision reported Uvis Road at Croy in the Hollister-Gilroy area about an hour ago. It looks like a solo motorcycle down, not blocking the roadway. Minor injuries there. Major injury collision just before 5 o'clock, Maston Avenue at Columbit near Hollister. Highway 1 here in the Santa Cruz Aptos area, all clear right now. Things look good on the Highway 1. Still doing road work, I guess, just north of Airport Boulevard, scheduled till July 31st. That's in the northbound lane. Moss Landing clear, Monterey County clear. 68 clear, 101 clear except northbound through San Martin. There's an accident there in the northbound lane, slowing things down majorly. Your main trouble spot out there right now would be 17 northbound approaching the summit, backed up almost to Scotts Valley. Granite Creek is where you'll slow down 5 miles an hour, now back to Limit Hill just before the summit. Also in through the Cats, 5 miles an hour. Clear skies tonight, a low near 53. Small craft advisory in effect in Monterey Bay. Tomorrow sunny with a high near 75. 6:08. Time for My 2 Cents with your hosts Wes and Robert, KSCO Santa Cruz.
It's time now for My 2 Cents with Wes Holtz and friends. This program is for entertainment purposes only. Before investing in anything, do your due diligence and your own research. And now get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen and pay attention. Here's Wes.
You're a little late.
Oh, I was a little late. Well, we're here on another Sunday afternoon. Today's the 4th already of June.
Man,
that went quick.
It went quick. We're in a new month.
I know. Welcome to my
Good evening.
Welcome to My 2 Cents. I'm your host, Wes Holst, and my permanent co-host, Robert Matias.
Robert, good evening, everyone. Welcome to KSCO AM 1080.
And what's the phone number to call in, Robert? You're looking at notes.
Yeah.
You haven't memorized it yet. Robert's new here. It's 831-479-1080 if you want to call in and give us a hard time.
Didn't you hear me say that?
Yeah,
okay.
I heard you.
I thought you did.
Did you hear what happened to me yesterday?
I think you told. You know what? I haven't taken my ginkgo biloba.
So you don't remember? So yesterday for my wife and I, we're just chilling out. Yesterday was a chill out day. And didn't turn on any news, didn't do any of that. Wife was taking her mid-afternoon nap. I'm outside in the garage in the lounge chair because I opened the garage and I can see the Pacific Ocean. So I was just sitting there with my iPad watching, what was I watching? Oh, The New Kingdom on Netflix.
Okay.
Just chilling. And all of a sudden my wife comes out of the house. Something's happening in London. Something's happening in London.
Oh, yeah, the London incident.
Right. So my son, my youngest son, is over in London right now studying. He goes to Boston University and he finished school, and then he went straight to London to chill out and study. So I get in the house, I look at the map, and I look at the map of where he's at. And I'm looking at the television, looking at my iPhone. Looking at the television, looking at my iPhone. That kid's like only a mile from where all this crap was going down.
Wow.
So my heart's, and now plus we're finding out 2 hours after it happened because we didn't have the news on. Friends are calling my wife asking, is Nick okay? And I'm going, just freaking out again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, why hasn't the kid called us? So on Facebook, on FaceTime, call him. He's fine. He's doing all that good stuff. Oh yeah, this incident happened. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm here at the wherever he's staying. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, shouldn't he have called his parents and let him know that everything was okay? This is like 2 hours later. We just find out about it now.
So what did he say when you told him?
Oh, he thinks not that it's not a big deal, but he's fine. He's tough. He's can handle himself. He doesn't need to let his parents know that he's okay.
Well, most kids do that.
Yeah, I know. He's 19. What are you gonna do?
We just got to keep people in London and the United Kingdom in our thoughts and prayers. So
Yeah,
we're going
that's
through some
it's
major
not going to
stuff.
stop, man. It's never going to stop. But this isn't a political show. We don't
No, it
talk
is.
politics.
It is, and we don't want to get into that. So I just want to end that with, let's just keep them in our thoughts and prayers at all times. And it can happen anytime, anywhere. So, but we want to bring the lighter side of things here today, Wes. And
Yep.
some of the things I want to do is just be able to thank some of our bloggers out there, man. Just reminders of the radio show. Hey, Peter Bilt, you out there, Peterbilt 100. Thanks for reminding us, sending out that blog to remind everybody about the My 2 Cent show. So big shout out to Peter out there, but Peterbilt.
Yep.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks to all our other listeners, too. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate the support you give, and we're just here to have some fun today, talking about some good things, right?
Right.
Yes.
And this is going to be more of a lighthearted show. The last two shows that we did were lighthearted, but they were jam-packed.
Yeah.
And we couldn't really explain why Robert and I put this whole radio show together so much. So that's what kind of today is going to be all about. A little bit more laid back. If you want to call in and talk to us, the phone number is 831-479-1080.
Well, I want the callers to come in and give us their 2 cents. The guys that are on the blog, they really get into this, and I'm excited about Amphill. You are too. We all are. And just get some callers calling in to get some, give their part of their 2 cents on what they think about it, how it's going to go, any ideas that they are
Yeah, this is a place.
any feelings that they
so
have. This is just awesome.
Let's back up. So Investors Hub is this big blog that's got all these investors that are basically hobbyists for the most part.
Yes.
And there is lots of people that do investing and blog about it. So each individual company has its own ticker symbol, and every ticker symbol has its own board. So there's all these investors that talk about the individual
Companies
that they've invested in. And
but we get excited about it.
we get very excited. Yeah, we get excited about Amphill and others as well. And we're going to do an update on Amphill a little later on in the show.
And it's fun to read those blogs.
Right. Matter of fact, Amphill's getting ready to send out some news, and hopefully it happens while we're on the air. And it's going to be
that'd
like
be good.
breaking news.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. But the whole point of the show is to really have a spot where people can come, sit and chat, talk shop about their investments
All right.
as hobbyists. The first rule on this show is that no company is ever going to pay us to talk about them.
That's right.
That it's never going to happen.
We're
That
not
doesn't mean
being
that
pa-
companies
we're not
won't.
being paid now.
Right, we're not being paid now. That doesn't mean that companies won't do advertising on the show
Yeah.
during the commercial breaks. But as far as you and I, nobody ever pays us to sit there and talk about them. This is all based on our opinions only, our research only, and it is a place to talk shop.
And that's what we're doing.
And that's what we're doing.
We'll never tell you to invest in a particular stock.
Absolutely.
We'll never tell you to give you any directions. We won't tell you to spend your money any certain way. We don't do that.
Right. That's not what we do. That's not what we're about. We're gonna talk about Dolat Ventures Inc. A little later on as far as researching, because what we're also going to do is we're going to have guests that talk about how you actually research a company and do it right, so you know that your money's not going into a pump and dump scheme and all that. We're going to talk about that a little bit today too.
For those people that don't know what that means.
Right. So we're going to kind of go through all that as well. But one of the big things is that, a lot of times people don't, people hear penny stocks and it's gambling and all that. And it's not.
Don't waste my money.
Don't waste my money.
Yeah.
It's not if you do it right. I mean, if you do it right and do your research and know that, because there's a lot of companies out there that'll that all they want to do is get you to invest your money and make you lose it. And you got to sort that out. But there's also a lot of companies that are doing the right things, have good, strong management, has a good business plan, that are profitable. And those are the type of companies that we want to take out of that mess. And whether we invest money or not invest money, we may or may not say that. We don't know. I mean, but as shows go on, we're going to be bringing people in. And I'm hoping right now, there's a guy by the name of Rocket that I want to have come on the show and talk about research, because this guy, when he does research, it's phenomenal.
That's awesome.
And
that's what we need. And
right.
we tell everybody to do the research.
And yeah, we know how to do a lot of this stuff, but it's about bringing people in. And again, it's about your 2 cents too, is calling in and giving your 2 cents.
And you know what's fun, Wes?
What's
Having Roger and Ambrose on our show. That was really cool.
No,
You know,
absolutely.
I mean, the knowledge that they had in Amphil.
Well, and that's how you know that a company's doing the right, because no company that's not doing the right thing would come on a show and actually, they wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
And with Amphil Technologies, and we're going to do more updates with them. And this isn't about a particular. I mean, the show is about bringing companies that are doing the right things to your attention, but it's also about bringing companies that aren't doing the right things to your attention too, like what we're going to talk about today a little bit as well, because there's nothing frustrates me more than a pump and dump scheme,
Right.
and the light needs to be shed on that. You can make money on a pump and dump scheme. I did it myself, made $1,600 in 2 days, but the fact of the matter is, it's still a scheme, and you want to make sure you know what you're doing before you get involved in that. And that's what's so good about Investors Hub is because there's all these boards under these different companies. A lot of the and some of these people are just absolutely amazing in the research that they do. They will break down a company at every level, and it's a hobby. But they get really involved in it,
Right.
and you can really tell if a company is, what's the word for it, a sham versus
Legit.
not, because of the blog.
Right.
You get a good sense of what the company's going, what the company's doing. And if you're a part of it, you kind of can see,
Right.
you can see all the different, you can see the bad players and the good players. And
Well, the one thing I like to say is just on the Amphil Hub, man, a lot of good people, a lot of good information. They're sharing that with one another, and yeah, I mean, some of it's funny,
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a lot of good stuff to read, but like Wes is saying, they know, So anybody out there that's getting into this, Investors Hub is a great way and a great tool to look at something to kind of get an idea before you step into something and decide to invest in a stock or
Right.
anything like that.
Because, I mean, before I even bought my first stock, I was for months was reading and researching not so much companies, but specifically the pump and dump stuff. And I was actually profiling these guys. I was, every time that they sent out a text or an email, I was grading the email by the verbiage, how excited the people were, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, and we'll give examples like
Amphil, we're excited.
yeah, no, Amphil, we're definitely excited about. That's
We're
a solid
excited.
company. There's no doubt about that. But there
Yes.
was there's a guy out there, or a person, or a group, whoever it is, that's called QRC Investments Group, and this company just specifically does pump and dumps. I mean, and they say it because that's how you can recognize a pump and dump, because somebody will send you this great stock tip, and then all of a sudden you read down and you get into the fine print of the email, and it shows you that they've actually being hired by a media company for a certain dollar amount to promote a certain company.
Okay.
And there's all sorts of different reasons that companies do that. Some are okay and some aren't. And this particular group, I mean, we watched, I think it was the ticker symbol was EMMD, which was in E-Media Group. And this was back several months ago. And they literally started that, they were pumping that stock from 20 cents all the way up to $4 before
Really?
it dumped.
Wow.
And then the SEC stopped trading on it
Yeah.
because you knew that it was gonna, that was, and then there was another one, IMMG, which I don't remember the name of the company,
I
but
don't
that's
either.
the one that
We don't want to say it either, but
Robert's got a story about that
blah,
one.
blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
blah,
That's
blah,
my
blah,
story.
blah. That's,
I'm done.
yeah. So no, it is. I mean there's there's these pump and dump schemes that'll last a couple of weeks, but eventually that stock is going to go down and it's going to crash, and you're going to lose your money if you don't know what's going on.
And that's a good point to bring back to this, Wes, is that, it's important you do your research. It's important, and we're not ever going to tell anybody to go dump, all your
Absolutely not.
savings that you put together into these. We do it for fun, and I
Right,
enjoy
that's
it.
all we do it
we
for.
make money. That's great, and it's I don't expect to get millions of dollars out of it. That's more than likely not going to happen. But still, again,
Right.
It's something that I enjoy doing.
Well, when you do the research and you do it right, it is very fun.
Yeah.
If you don't do the research and you just jump into something, you're going to lose your money
It's like-
99.9% of the time.
It's like
You're
buying
just-
a car.
Right.
You're going to go in and do your research on buying this car as much as you can. So it's something you just have to do.
Absolutely.
And again,
You're going to have to talk while I look at my notes. I'm
That's-
getting
that's
an email
fine.
here.
It's nice to know that, like, again, Roger and Ambrose were guests of our show, and I know they're listening tonight. So we just want to thank you guys for being so open and honest about your company at Anfield and just making it a very, very positive company. You can trust in those individuals because they know what they're talking about and they care.
Well,
You
yeah,
can
that's
tell
why
they
we do
care.
our research.
That's
Absolutely.
important, as well as a lot of other things you get out there. And I really appreciate the people that get out there and do environmental things or things for humanity that.
Well, and that's the
meds
other
and-
part of
yeah,
it too, is that
laboratories, things like that, to do research.
in the conversations that Robert and I've had, we definitely want to. I love finding that there's a problem, like with the pesticide issue with marijuana and how widespread that is, and we're gonna really actually stay in that industry and bring in other companies as well and other people that are kind of bigwigs in that industry. I'm working on that now. I don't have for sure on the guest next week, but it should be under. If you go to our Facebook page, My 2 Cents, and find us, you're going to see updates on who's possibly going to be here next week. I don't want to say it yet, but
Well, the good part is too, like Wes, you had a lab company. We're not going to say any names or anything, but a lab company contacted you in regards to the radio show.
right. Oh, absolutely.
And other than just us, we care enough. We don't just pop somebody on the radio or on the show. We want to do research on that first. So we welcome that, especially when you're doing something good that's going to make a difference for cancer research or health and pesticides, the environment. I mean, I'm just all for that.
Yeah,
we have
so
to
am
look
I.
out for our future and our
If
kids.
there's a problem out there, we want to find companies that are doing the right thing, have
Honest.
strong management, honest, and bring that to people's attention because that's the important thing.
That's right.
That-
So what about, I don't see anybody on the board yet. Some of you callers out there, come in, we want to talk about, give your My 2 cents. Give us a call on the show. We're open up for talking about a lot of different things. And then, Wes, you're going to be talking about a couple of other things here we got on our list today, right?
Yep. The phone number is 831-479-1080. Yeah, we do have other things that we're going to be talking about. I don't even know what time it is. We're still, we're already 24 minutes into this thing?
Yeah, well,
That
we
went
started
quick.
a little late, too.
So, like I was explaining about the pump and dumps, I hadn't even started with this QRC Investments Group. They're just simply out there to get stock prices up for whatever reason that the company wants their stock prices up. They're getting paid to do it, and then it dumps. And then we had, and the price goes into nowhere. So there was a company this week that the ticker symbol was QSMG, and it was Quest Management Inc. And that actually, from the and like I said, I've been profiling this guy, right? So most of the time, his pump and dumps last 2, 3, 4 weeks. Well, this one only lasted a day.
One day.
One day. And the stock, I don't even remember whether, I didn't put any money in it or anything like that, but it was literally designed to take people's money. To get it, it went from, I don't remember the prices, but it basically increased 100% by mid-afternoon and then went straight back down, and a lot of people lost money.
Yeah. So
And
those are the things we want to.
We want to get out there
we
to
wanna
let you know that
people
those are the type
yeah.
of things you want to avoid. So
You
when
wanna
somebody sits
avoid.
there and says, I've got this great stock tip, or you sign up for some free email, that's not a good, that's not usually 9 times out of 10. No, actually, 100% of the time, it's not a good idea.
Right.
You really need to watch what you're doing.
And being careful. Just, again, doing that research.
Right.
Get some knowledge.
So this show is more about, we kind of backed up a little bit, want to kind of explain what this show was going to be about. We are waiting for, hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll get some news about Amphil technology. There's and that's the other thing about with companies is when they do press releases, they're going to the OTC market. It's being done correctly, and that's just one way to find out the research when they're actually sending in PRs and filing all their documentation. That's correct. And we're going to get more into that in more shows, but and in the research show, because there is a way to sit there and figure out if that company's good, if the profits that they're saying is true, their growth, all that. And there's ways to really easily find that.
Okay. So we're not here talking to you professional investors out there.
Right, absolutely
today.
not.
We're talking to those folks that, that
doing it as a
never
hobby.
done this and doing it as a hobby and maybe just getting to it the first time.
And
So if you guys, you listening tonight on KSCO Radio, if you got any, you professionals out there, you mediocre guys, but you have some good tips to give some of the beginners out there, give us a call. We want to hear your 2 cents.
Yep. 831-479-1080.
So what's that first list here on that thing you got listed down there, Wes? What are we talking about that?
What's that?
The one you have listed here, the Ventures.
Well, the venture. Oh, Dolap Ventures. This is
Yes.
a company that I'm actually starting to do research on.
Okay.
This is what I have no idea. I know that it's an energy company. I know that they deal with batteries. That they're going to be They're talking about building cars. I'm just starting to do research on this.
Yeah.
So as time goes on, we'll have more and more updates. And their ticker symbol is DOLV. That's just one that, again, we're going to start doing research on.
We're not telling you to invest in it.
Yeah, we're not. Absolutely not.
Yeah,
I don't even know that much about
We
the
have to
company.
make that statement.
Right.
We're not telling you to invest in this.
Absolutely.
Like we're doing research, and we leave
And
it up to you.
and if it turns out that it's a good company, what I want to do is do the same thing like what we did with Amphil, have a show about the company, and then invite their senior management to sit and discuss them.
That's great.
That's not, and if they are not willing to do that, then they don't get to get on the show.
That's right.
I mean, if they're not real, then we don't want them.
And you've been in some discussions too with Ambrose and them, regards to some ideas coming up in the future. I don't want to say anything.
No,
about
you
it.
can't say nothing.
I know. I'm just saying. I want to keep people interested. It's great though, that open line of communication we have with Roger and Ambrose.
Right,
It's just great. Just to let them know they're just regular guys out there, and they're really good people, man. It's just that's awesome. So that just lets you know that you're staying on top of things too, Wes.
Absolutely, because again, we showcased them. We plan on doing updates with them, and with all the different subsidiaries and that type of thing as time goes on. Because this is a company that, in my opinion, and everything that they've done, and then their management, that is going to grow, and it's going to grow expansion. I mean, it's going to grow.
Right.
It's going to grow.
That's fantastic, man. That is fantastic.
So what time are we at? Are we almost to a break there, Jason? Do you want to
bring it in?
Bring it in and go to the CBS News and all that good stuff that we have to do and pay the bills? All right. We'll be back after a few minutes.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Costa, host of the Costa Report. I don't know if you feel a little sluggish in the middle of the afternoon like I do, but if you do, I'm going to suggest you try Pollen Burst. It's an orange-flavored energy drink that comes in a packet, and it tastes a lot like that other orange drink the astronauts used to drink. You know the one. Pollen Burst contains vitamins A, B1, B3, B6, B12, pantothenic acid, vitamin D3, and gluconolactone, all designed to give you an energy boost that can last for hours. Pollen Burst comes in a box of 30 packets for $56 or 2 boxes for $100, and you can order it right now at kscoteam.com. The next time you feel tired and need a little boost, skip the coffee, soda, or candy bar and mix up a cold glass of Pollen Burst and do your body some real good. Go to kscoteam.com.
CBS News Update. At an event at Ford's Theater tonight, President Trump called the attack in London horrific and said this bloodshed must end. A dozen people have been arrested, and London's Assistant Police Commissioner Mark Rowley said the public could help.
The investigation team are taking statements from hundreds of witnesses, and I again appeal to anybody with information or footage on the incident to make contact with the police.
Sky News' Enda Brady says hotel guests are collecting their belongings.
But what we've seen officers doing is quite methodically just working their way through those lists, bringing in members of the public who fled for their lives last night. They're taking them in, they're getting their baggage and their personal belongings, and then bringing them back out again.
Another British community is healing from a suicide bombing. Ariana Grande headlined a Manchester concert that organizers say will raise $12 million for victims. CBS News Update, I'm Pam Coulter.
Hi, registered pharmacist Ben Fuchs here. I've been studying healthy bodies for 35 years, and what I've got to tell you may shock and surprise you, but if you listen up, it may change your life.
The lymph is one of the 3 great fluid systems in the body, and when it gets clogged up, big trouble can follow. The lymphatic system performs the dual role of processing and eliminating toxins and poisons and nutrient delivery to cells, which means that as toxicity builds up and the fluid becomes clogged and sticky, nutrient absorption can become compromised. And to compound the problem, the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump to force the fluids around the body. This is why lymphatic congestion can develop so easily. To improve lymphatic circulation and reduce congestion, first focus on the digestive system. Use digestive enzymes after all meals, especially high-fat ones. Look for enzymes with bile salts and betaine, which can further facilitate fat digestion. Use lecithin granules, which are readily available in health food stores. And probiotics, too, can play a key role in processing as well as detoxifying fats. Make sure you're getting some sun. Vitamin D plays an important role in supporting the health of lymph cells. Consider supplementing with other fatty vitamins, E, A, K, and essential fatty acids. Jumping on a mini trampoline, walking briskly, hanging upside down on an inversion device are great fun ways to improve the movement of lymph fluids. And don't forget slow, deep breathing. Respiratory muscles facilitate the movement of lymphatic fluid, improving oxygenation of the body at the same time.
Pharmacist Ben here, urging you to go to kscohealth.com to order Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Healthy Start Pack, and other nutritional supplements that I personally use and recommend. You can purchase these premium quality products at wholesale prices online at kscohealth.com. That's kscohealth.com. I'm the pharmacist that believes that staying healthy and strong is not only about medicine, it's about giving your body the raw materials it needs to do its work. Go to kscohealth.com. Make sure you check out the cool videos too at kscohealth.com. That's kscohealth.com.
Hey, here's a reminder. My 2 Cents is an entertainment program. Before you invest your hard-earned money in anything, do your due diligence and your own research. Now, back to the program.
You can call in at 831-479-1080. You can also email me at wes@ksco.com, and you can go to our Facebook page, My 2 Cents.
That's My 2 Cents, KSCO Radio.
Yeah. You can actually search Facebook. I think I put at KSC, MTC on KSCO.
You know what I appreciate, Wes? A lot of the listeners coming in and tuning in to us on a Sunday evening. And I know that, you know, you get out and you enjoy your weekend. It's barbecue. Well, it's barbecue weather here in California anyway.
Well, that's why I did the show like this. That way you can download it later and listen later.
Yeah.
Because you can go to ZBS Radio Network and listen and download the show anytime. We are going to end up on iTunes here soon.
Awesome.
The show is only 3 weeks old, so we're working on it.
We are working on it. We're getting the kinks out, working it out. So we're not professionals in any way. I want you to know that.
Right. And like I said, this show is really dedicated not just to the listeners of the KSCO area and over in Silicon Valley and San Francisco and Santa Clara. Ooh, we got a phone call. But we'll get to the call here in a second. But we have large people listen online.
Yeah, but again, my point was it's Sunday night. You know, a lot of folks
Right.
are you know, doing things with the families and being really enjoying the weather if you have good weather where you are.
We have great weather out here right now.
Fantastic, and it's exciting. It's just exciting that you're calling in and you're just tuning in to listen to the radio show.
Right. We had a caller, but we lost him. I don't know what happened.
Call back if you called in.
831-479-1080. Yeah. So July is going to be an interesting month for us.
Aren't you going on a trip?
Yeah, I'm going to the south of France, and we're going to broadcast from there.
You're going to broadcast. I'm just so jealous. I'll probably be broadcasting from the local dumps. You know, I think I'll be doing a dump run while you're in the south of France.
Yeah, we're gonna. I think it's around the 13th or something like that. That we're leaving, and
You're
be
gonna be
gone for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait.
What am I gonna do without you for 3 weeks?
You're gonna either come here, or we're gonna set you up at the house to where you can broadcast from the house, and I'm gonna broadcast from there, and Jason's gonna sit there and make it all happen.
Jason's awesome.
All right. So, Billy Sunshine is. Oh, let me put this on the right computer. Billy Sunshine is on line one. Now, Billy is one of the other co-hosts on Flight 1080. I think he does it on Wednesdays. I do it on Fridays, except for this last Friday I had a headache. But, Billy, you're on the radio, buddy. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Congratulations on your show, Wes.
Thank you, sir. How you been? You need to come in here and chat. You'd be fun to come down.
Anytime. I'd be happy to do it sometime.
Absolutely.
Now, is your home about penny stocks?
Well, it's pretty much about the OTC market and all the different stocks that are out there, and weeding out the garbage and talking about companies that are doing the right things.
Because there's a lot of, like, for example, something I'm interested in would be the marijuana penny stocks. I'm sure there's plenty of those out there.
Oh, that's right. And
we should do a special on that one of these days. That's when I'll come in.
Yeah, I know you would. Actually, that would probably be a good time for you to come in, because what's going to end up happening is it's just like with Amphil Technology. Did you hear the show about the Amphil Technology?
No, I was at the dog park. I just got in.
Okay, so Amphil Technology has a subsidiary called GrowZone, and what they do is basically it's already certified organic in the United States and in Canada, and you don't use pesticides or fungicides while you're growing marijuana. So that was the first company that we showcased, and there's going to be others as well. And yes, right now the marijuana industry is the hot market, so we are going to have many shows on many different companies that are.
So my question is this.
Yes, sir.
When I was a new investor, some guys got a hold of me who were, pretty much pump and dump guys.
Right.
And like most investors, I got my butt handed to me.
Right.
Mm-hmm. How do you figure out which are the pump and dump stocks and which are real and stuff? How can you tell that?
Well, the guy that sends you the email or tells you that this is a stock that you have to invest in, that's usually the big clue.
Yeah.
The ones that you research and actually do the research, find them and go to all the, and we're going to have shows on that and how to do that. That's what we're going to be talking about. And then frankly, the pump and dump schemes, a part of this is me telling people to stay away from certain things. And just like this QRC investment group, these guys are pump and dump artists. And one of the things that you can find when they send you these emails, they have to disclaim that they're taking money for it. So in their disclaimers, you will find exactly how much that company has paid a media company to go find that stock promoter and how much he's being paid.
Yeah.
So like this QRC investment group, this email that went out Tuesday on this Quest Management Company, which is a pump and dump scheme, don't invest your money. Literally in his email, he was paid $10,500 when you get in the disclaimer and start reading it. And that's how you can figure out when you get these emails on what stock. And then now on the other side, there's a way to make money at that, but you have to be very conservative.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say that, if you see it happening and you're fast, then you can do really well being part of pump and dump, as long as you pump when they pump and you dump before they dump.
Right, exactly. And you have to play really conservative. And that's one of the stories, like with the IMMG stock, I invested, I made $1,600. I have a buddy pretty close to me right now that didn't get out, and when it dumped, the SEC stopped trading on it and
lost.
And he lost his ass. So and that's the fun part is
and the dog left the home.
The dog left the home. So that's the fun part about it, you know. I mean, not losing money. And again, none of us are playing with money. We're not playing with bill money. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's not what we're doing.
This is funny money that you enjoy.
Exactly.
That's right.
But you can make.
Now, are most of these short-term holds, or do you recommend a long-term hold?
Well,
or should you sort of like, you know, if you get a double or a triple, then go. Take your profit.
Look, I have a long-term hold. I will hold this stock for over a year with Amphil Technology.
Yes.
I know. I mean, I shouldn't say in my opinion.
There you go.
I am absolutely confident in that management at Amphil Technology and the subsidiaries that they own. Just their subsidiary Snakes and Lattes is a board game cafe that they're going to end up franchising, and not only do they have that revenue,
that could be a good idea. That could work.
Not only is that a revenue stream, but they also have game designers that actually come and design games that they have only the distribution rights on. And then so like in Canada, anytime there's a game called Cards Against Humanity, it's very popular. I have to get a set. I haven't done it yet, but anytime that you get it, go into Walmart and pick it up, or you order it from Amazon, it's Snakes and Lattes that's providing it. They've actually have this distributorship that's going on. So that's just one subsidiary with two revenue streams, let alone the other two. The Grow Zone being the marijuana industry subsidiary that they have. It's not a marijuana. It's a tool for the marijuana industry, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To where the marijuana is grown without pesticides or fungicides, because you know how much that story pissed me off.
Yeah.
So,
so that's amazing. A lot of people out there don't know that there's pesticides in marijuana.
Yeah, people are blown away when I start talking to people that are not users, because neither Robert or I are users. I know that you are, Billy, and you're very proud to admit it.
That's right.
Yes. So, but I was blown away, because here you have people that have immune systems and they're using it medically for you have cancer patients that lose their appetites when they're on chemotherapy. They, either smoking or
absolutely.
Doing edible.
There's a lot of legitimate reasons to be doing it.
Right, to get their appetite back, and hear these, and hear.
It's also very good for helping kill off nausea.
Right. So that's
But
for
people,
maybe it'll cure cancer. Who the hell knows? Because nobody's doing the work to find out.
But you don't want to end up with another disease because you
of the pesticides.
Well, exactly. Now there are places that do testing. If you're really concerned, you can have your thing tested, or go to one of these dispensaries that uses tested
Absolutely.
marijuana.
But the thing of it is, as in general, because there hasn't been any regulations, it's been the wild, wild west. And unless you're growing it yourself and you know exactly what it is,
you
you
got
go
to
to
take
a
somebody's word
dispensary.
for it. You got to assume that the Santa Cruz Labs is honest, but who knows? And who knows if, in fact, the dispensary did get the Santa Cruz Labs to test all their things.
Right, and the regulations.
And one batch is different than the next batch, as we all know.
Right, and the regulations that are going to come out, they're going to have to test, and they're going to have to use certified labs, and before that product even hits it. And what's nice is with the Grow Zone technology, you don't have to worry about it, because it's already certified, or it's already certified organic with the USDA, along with the Canadians. And if you're growing in a greenhouse or a greenhouse atmosphere, your solution is solved. And
I'll tell you what,
and it does a bunch of other stuff.
Interesting investment that I just got into as an angel investor. Banking is difficult for these dispensaries. The feds won't let them bank.
That's right.
So there's a bank in Hawaii that's a clearinghouse, and I've invested in making that available.
Well,
that's an interesting investment.
That's the type of stuff that, I mean, again, we're going to do many shows on the marijuana industry, not just because of medically, but now that it's becoming it's going to be legal in California, and everybody knows that the money's here.
It's going to be the fastest growing business that we've seen thus far.
Right. Yes. Absolutely right.
Actually, you and I should get together and talk about some stuff, Billy.
All righty.
I mean, really, offline, right? Because we know each other. But
well, good luck in your new show, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Billy.
Thanks, Billy.
We'll talk to you later.
Have a good one. Talk to you later.
You too.
Yeah, that's Billy Sunshine. Now, Billy Sunshine and I politically are at two different spectrums.
Okay.
Okay. Great guy. But he's a complete liberal, and I'm not.
No, you are not.
So we have two different. So when we're on the other show, we can get kind of heated at times, and we have arguments. But
that's good.
But he is actually a very good person, and I like Billy.
That's where we need to look.
But the arguments politically are fun. I gotta admit. I
Yeah.
mean, arguing with him is a good time. Yeah, but it's all out of fun.
That's how we have to look at it.
Right.
We need, and hopefully other people look at it that way. It's okay to argue.
Absolutely.
Have your stance, have your point, but make sure we do the human side and treat each other correct.
Right.
You know.
So we did this more laid back show just to kind of explain where Robert and I were coming from to bring this show online. And as time goes on, we plan on having many CEOs on this show.
That's right.
And we're going to discuss about their companies. And it's going to give you an opportunity to look and do your own research. And if you invest, you invest. If you don't, you don't. It's nobody. Wes doesn't know everything. Robert doesn't know everything.
No.
We are. It is basically for the iHubbers to come around and sit and talk shop.
And Wes, it's good. I mean, I just enjoy coming down here and sit with you and just getting our audience out there just to be able to do something like this. And again, we're just the audience
is growing like crazy online.
It's awesome.
We're having fun.
And that's the point. We want to have fun.
Right.
And again, getting out there and we're not telling anybody to invest their life savings or anything like that. And we would never steer you in a direction where you want to, you'd end up dumping something that just cost you your heart's, your long time savings.
Right. That's not what this show's about.
No.
Absolutely
We're
not.
just educating the people,
Right.
especially the educating about, hey, people don't know there's chemicals in their marijuana. There's
Right.
pesticides in there. We want you to know that.
Right.
We want
And
them to know that.
and I understand locally, people locally here, but the entire industry in the entire state of California, Washington, Colorado, there are lawsuits that are starting with this because of this. There's lawsuits in Canada right now as well, and we're going to be able to discuss all that.
Yeah. We had a case there in San Francisco too.
Yep.
Or I think it was a couple of cases we had in San Francisco because of that.
Right. And it is. That story is what actually propelled me to start looking for solutions for problems.
Yeah.
So that's another part of this show too, is that when there's something happens out there, I want to research a company that knows how to do it and present it to everybody to sit there and figure out if it's something that they can get to fix a solution, because this whole complaining thing is starting to get me all worked up.
Right.
And I'd much rather be part of a solution than
like Amphil. Yes.
Right. Amphil Technologies is a solution, and their ticker symbol number is AMFE. If you want to do your own research, start looking at it. Definitely subscribe to Investors Hub. Every stock has its own board. You can see what the stockholders are sitting and talking about. It's a great place to start looking for information.
And again, just because, Wes, you mentioned it, we're not telling you to go out and you go do something. Do your research first.
Well,
Always
you've got
do
that
your research.
discllmer out there every 15 seconds. I
Yeah,
know.
that's right.
I know.
gonna keep
That's
doing that.
Yeah, you're my buddy, man. And Robert and I, we'll talk about a little bit how Robert and I know each other too a little bit. We know each other from work. It's really good that we met each other later in life versus younger in life.
Yeah.
Because there's a good possibility we'd have got ourselves into a lot of trouble, man.
Yeah, I probably would have pulled your shirt tails back and said, hey, slow down, buddy.
Let's go to Jane and talk to Jane. Jane, you're on KSCO on My 2 Cents. How are you today?
I'm fine. I was just wondering how you spelled Amphil.
Amphil is AMFIL Technologies.
Thank you.
And the grow zone is spelled GROZONE.
All
And then
right,
the snakes and lattes, definitely check that out too, because that's really cool.
Jane,
Okay.
are you an investor?
No, I'm just trying to learn about it.
That's it. That's what we're talking about, Jane. That's the fun part about it. It's not a lot. If you ever have any questions, you can be happy to call us back. We love this kind of stuff.
And listen in, because we're going to have people that are going to come in and actually talk about how to research a company, so you know you're not
hurting yourself.
Hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a great program. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good night.
Bye.
Well, we got 10 minutes, man. What do you want to talk about now? I want to talk about France, man. I want to go to France now.
Wow, you're really looking ahead there, huh?
I am. I kind of so the other goal of the show is that you never ever hear a rerun. That's my goal.
Right.
Now we might end up having to pre-record something one time or two, which we'll probably have to record about 3 hours worth of stuff just in case I get to France and find out that the place doesn't have good internet and I can't hook up. But
yeah, that would probably be a good reason.
right. So we plan on doing that too. So we're going to pre-record stuff but it's going to be new to you, the audience.
Okay.
But we'll tell them too that. Are you falling asleep?
No, I am not. I was just thinking about what you just said.
Oh, okay. Because
no,
your
sorry.
eyes started closing.
I am not.
Like I said, this show is more to back up. The last 2 shows were jam-packed with stuff and kind of explain what we're doing here and why.
And you guys out there, we don't, hopefully you're disinterested in this thing at all. Again, we're just brand new at this thing. We're getting
I'm not,
going.
but you are.
And this is fun. Amphil is fun.
Yeah, Amphil is fun.
Investors Hub is
It's
fun.
Investor Hub's fun.
The blog
Amphil
is
a very, it's been exciting.
It has been.
I don't want to. See, that's the other thing too and email me if you want me to talk about money. I mean, actual money. Wes at ksco.com. I have no problem telling you what my position is if I invest in a stock and talk money and how much I've made. I don't have a problem with it, but I just want to make sure the audience is something that they want to hear. I don't want to, I don't know. It's kind of weird to talk about money, but in all honesty, want to be completely honest.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to sit there and talk about pump and dump schemes, and we're going to make a lot of people pissed off when I do it too, because there's some serious money that people are getting screwed out of. That's just the only two ways to put it.
And that's
and there's a way to do it safely, sorta, kinda, not really. And then there's a way that you'll definitely lose your money, and we'll get into that in later shows. I mean, that's it. We're only going to stay an hour show for right now. If things change, we may go to 2 hours, but for right now, just the hour is about all I can do, and make it home in time before the sun goes down. So,
knowledge is power, Wes, and if we can give anybody that bit of knowledge by researching and looking into things and have some tips or something for them, I enjoy doing that.
Yeah. But when are we going to start, telling good stories like, how you lost your ass? Now, you didn't really lose your ass. You lost your ass, but in a stock
I did not invest
I got out
anything
of,
that
and I
was-
made $1,600 and you lost your ass.
I did not invest anything that I was not ready to lose. How about that?
Well, of course, I know that.
Yeah.
That's
That's the
true
fun part
but
about
that's
it.
the fun
That's
part
the
about
fun
it.
part about
is
it.
that
But
Wes
you better
made
be
$1,600 and you got
well,
you got shut
it
down.
was at a time I couldn't watch that ticker tape though. I wasn't able to watch that board when it was springing up and down. So I do still work, Wes. It does happen every day. But Wes will call me. He'll say, "Hey," or he'll call me, and I might be in a meeting or something. He'll send me a bunch of text messages. By the time I get to it, it's too late.
Yeah, it's all done and over
It's
with.
done.
I think I called you at 5 a.m. one time too.
You did. You woke me
Yeah, I
up.
woke you up.
Woke
5
the
o'clock in
wife
the
up.
morning. You ready to go? Let's do this. Come on.
She was mad at me, and but that was
better
okay.
mad at you
I
than
had
mad
to-
at me, because I would not want her mad at me. I
No.
think that's like a lecture, isn't it, when Janelle gets upset?
Yeah, I do get lectured.
Yeah.
I do get lectured.
I bet.
Sometimes I have to go out on the porch and sit with the dog, have a beer by myself, me and the dog. But that's
Right.
okay,
Yeah, I get in the doghouse too, man.
Well, I know you get in the doghouse at times.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yep.
This is not something we can get in the doghouse though. This is fun because even my wife is just excited about Amphil. She's excited about investing, and we're rookies at it. But it's just so much fun to get involved with it. And I have made money. I'm excited. I've had my initial investment has grown, just watching that, and Amphil's a big part of that. Just other little investments we've made together. It's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did my initial investment. I had saved up and mad money, put $5,000 into TD Ameritrade account.
Are we supposed to mention which account?
Which account?
Okay.
Well, no,
I
TD
guess that's
Ameritrade.
okay.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can use TD Ameritrade, E-Trade, Scott's Trade,
Whatever
any of
trade
them.
you do,
I mean,
yeah.
it's whatever you want to do. And I made money. I'm happy. I'm not. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just.
And
under,
this is, it's
it's
fun.
just under $20,000 and
It's fun.
2 months.
It's fun
I
to
mean,
supplement your income. It is.
Right. Absolutely, but
You know,
it needs to be
it's-
done right. You
it-
need to do
yes.
it in the right way,
You
and
need
that's what
to
we're going to
have
do.
knowledge and power to
Right.
be able to do that.
Yep, and again,
Because knowledge is power.
Yep, absolutely.
That's the good thing.
How many more minutes we got?
We got 5.
5 minutes. What else you want to talk about? I
Just
didn't-
got back from Hawaii.
Did you?
I did. I was on Maui Island, the wife and I.
Yeah.
First time we'd been there.
Yeah.
It was awesome. Stayed at the Four Seasons on Maui. 5-star.
In Kihei?
In Kihei.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
Know exactly where it's at.
And now you're going to France. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to make you jealous because I've already been.
Uh-huh.
And boy, I tell you, they pampered us. Man, that just made me feel good. And, you know, I was laying in the cabana on the beach thinking, wow, I'm sitting here and I whip out my phone and I was able to check my stocks while I was sitting there.
Yeah.
And check Amphill. And
I think I called you a couple times on vacation, matter of fact.
yeah, you better stop bothering me like
Yeah.
that. Man. And it's hard to wake up when you're, had a couple of Long Island iced teas and the sun setting.
My first trip to Maui, actually, I've only been once, and I'm afraid to go back because I didn't really want to leave.
It gets that way.
Yeah,
but that's how it is in California. A lot of people come here and they don't want to leave either.
Right.
You know, they get these
until they pay
ideas.
taxes.
Yeah, that's
and
the
then
scary.
they
That'll
go,
scare
whoa,
you.
wait a minute, hold
That'll
up.
scare you away.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, no more of that.
The taxes will scare you away.
Yeah, my goal is to get out of California eventually.
That'd be
I'm
nice.
done.
Yeah.
I'm done with the taxes. Jerry Brown killed me. That's it. I'm done.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
it's it is a taxable state. But you know what?
I'm trying not to talk politics,
I
too.
love this. I love the weather in California.
Yeah, the weather's great. The weather's
Yeah.
great in a lot of places.
I went to Oklahoma. My daughter was in college there, and when I told people I was from California, they said, "Oh God, you have earthquakes here," and I said, "Yeah, but you have massive tornadoes here, and they come sweeping through. An earthquake here in California might last all of 2 to 3 seconds, and it just shakes for a minute, and it's over."
Yeah, I just got an email from Rodney. He asked me the question, and I say, yes, I agree, by the way. I'm not going to say what he asked, but I agree.
Well, that's helpful.
Yes.
You say you ask you.
I know. I can't. No, I don't want to. Again, it's in my opinion, but I agree with everything that he just emailed me on Amphill.
Wasn't it okay about Amphill?
Yes.
I thought it was about a radio show.
No, it was about
Maybe we
Amphill.
were doing a terrible job.
Well,
or something.
no. The amount of email that I've gotten over the last 2 weeks it's amazing how many companies have sent me emails wanting to be a part of the show. And
Yeah, you told me
was
that.
I was kind of blown away. I actually was taken back by it a little bit because some of them were obviously junk, and some of them seemed to be like what I had. Well, let me pull it back up here.
But that's a good point because we then know that we want our listening audience to know that we're going to research this stuff
Right.
down to the bone marrow.
Well, and that's what I want to talk about now is when I'm going to put out this company again, I want people to research it, and then next week we chat about it and see what they think. All right. And I haven't done any research on it yet except for some very small preliminary stuff. So this week I'm going to dive into it, show how I actually did my research.
Break it
Probably get some guy by the name of Rocket to help me, but hey, and
Rocket's awesome.
And then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
So
great.
we got a phone call coming in, but you got to wait until you
Well,
see the
yeah.
name on the board.
Okay.
Because then otherwise
Just take it hot.
just take it hot. So we don't even know who's on the line, but we're
Nope.
gonna go for it.
Yep.
All right. You're on KSEO, My 2 Cents. Who's
Got about
this
a
and where are you
minute.
calling from?
Hi guys, me and my friend. My name is Matt. My friend Dave here. You're
Hey,
calling
guys.
from Toronto.
How are you?
Toronto?
Yeah.
Hey, how's Toronto? Is it starting to get summerish up there? Oh, hurry up with your question, man. We got about a
30
minute.
seconds.
I just wanted to ask.
Well,
I
he
just
said
wanted to put it out there. I want to learn more about the cost savings of the users of GrowZone.
Well,
Whosoever decides to use it for marijuana farming, what kind of costs they will save over how long, and versus the investment in their product.
right.
I want to know that, and I want to know how big the plant can be.
Well, I know that with their joint venture with RotoGrow, with the GrowZone technology and RotoGrow, the per square foot is 10 times the yield in the plant. And then as far as the cost savings is, we're going to need to actually touch base on
Yeah,
it. We can research that. definitely go to my 2 cents Facebook. I'll be updating that often with questions like that, and I will get that answer for you, and we'll get it up there.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
I'll call again if I think of something else. Thanks
Absolutely. You have
Thanks,
a great
guys,
day. Thanks
and
for calling
thanks
in.
for calling from Toronto.
Toronto,
All right.
Canada. All right.
And that's the show.
All right. We're out of here. Thanks for listening.
KSCO, Santa Cruz.
Line. We must not forget about the safe spaces that continue to exist in the real world. Yes, that means taking military action to destroy ISIS in Iraq and Syria. But it also means taking action here at home.
The stars came out for Manchester bombing victims today.
American Katy Perry joined more than a dozen other artists. British rock band Coldplay. Canadian pop star Justin Bieber, and more. Inside and out, there's an increased police presence here to prevent a repeat of the Manchester Arena attack. They're also on heightened alert following Saturday's terror strike in London. Jonathan Vigliotti, CBS News, Manchester, England.
Chaos in Portland, Oregon. 14 people have been arrested in demonstrations for and against Trump administration policies. KOIN TV's Jennifer Dowling.
It got ugly. There were hundreds of protesters. Police did throw gas canisters along with flashbangs to disperse the crowd.
Former FBI Director James Comey appears before a Senate panel Thursday, and Maine Republican Susan Collins told CBS she has questions about the letter President Trump sent to Comey when he fired him.
There's a very interesting